Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you decide to watch this video. How we doing today? Got our first batch of the day, and I think it's a 40 something by 50 something or 50 something by 60 something for $67. I just turned down an $87 order. It was a order, what was it? A order in Riverhead going out to not even like towards Montauk Highway, and it's already 20 minutes, it's about 20 minutes, 20 miles. No, 25, about 25 minutes, 20 miles to get to that Aldi and Riverhead, and then they want people to go up further. Like, that's just not gonna happen. It was just too much. I think this order, it was $67 or something around that, $64, something like that. The other one was $87. It was just this not, no. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So now on our way to Bellport, and we're gonna see how this day goes. A few things to talk about today. A few things to talk about. Some I'm gonna be able to talk about while I'm driving. Some of them are going to I'm gonna have to do when I'm sitting down, because I'm gonna, you know, try to give you guys a visible representation of that. So let's take it from there. Let's see what this order looks like. I don't think it's too crazy. It's like 60 something or 50 something units, but you know how I do, not too much. That drop off was a doozy, as you can see in the pictures, and it said drop off by a garage, but I didn't see it until after I dropped everything off nicely on the porch. But too much. They wanted us to try to move it, but they blocked the driveway, so I couldn't reverse in while, you know, the person drop it off in front of the garage. So it is what it is. So on to the next one. Hopefully we get some more, because right now it looks super dead. After that one order, it looks super dead. So we're gonna see what they get and drop them around and see what's up. So been messing around with the settings on the phone to see if I can record in a little bit of better quality. If you guys notice anything, please let me know. We got a second order of the day, and it is I think it was 14 by 20, something like that, 13 by 20, and it was for like $62. So we're gonna go try to knock this out, and it's probably gonna be my last order for today, because after I got that first one at 9 in the morning, she didn't get anything else until now. So we heading out now, and we're gonna go knock this one out, and then we're just gonna have a bunch of updates for you guys and let you guys know what's going on between the new pay schedule, the old pay schedule, and a few other things such as tip baiting and remedies and things of that nature. So we're gonna go knock this out, and then we're gonna get back to those videos. Not too bad of a drop off. I know that we've been having a lot of problems with these gated communities, not being able to get into them, but this one was okay. So we let them in, dropped it off, and then be back home until you know, we get something else. If not, then that's gonna be it for the day, and I'm gonna start getting into some of this I don't want to say scandal, because that's a strong and harsh word. We're gonna get to some of these topics, I would say, that's been going on for the last, not just few months, but you know, last few years. So we'll see. Let's get back to it. She's at 285.29, and it's been a real slow week for us. Just as a driver, just as a personal driver, it's been a really slow week for us. Just between getting orders, between accepting orders, and that's the biggest thing right now. It's not just getting orders, because the orders are there early in the morning. As I said in my last video, the orders are there. It's just accepting the orders is a problem, because they're going so fast, and whether it be already gone and you still see it on your screen, whether you not be notified about it, whether you swipe mid-swipe and it's gone, whether you complete the swipe and it loads and you still don't get it, it seems that it's just a lot of shoppers. I just honestly believe that that's really what it is. It's just a lot of shoppers. So unfortunately, that's what it is at the moment, but not too bad of a week. I would say it's just, I mean, 5 orders, and I mean, 285 is not. I mean, we used to do that in a day. Maybe not even a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. We used to do that in a day, maybe a month ago. We used to do that in a day. We used to do about 3 and change a day. and then it went down to 50 a day, then 200 a day. Now it's a struggle to make 150 a day sometimes. So it's just, it's rough. But before we get into that, what we're gonna do is break down this large order that we had yesterday. It's becoming more apparent that some of these double drop-off orders are beginning to be more and more of a problem. It always seems like the second order is giving us more and more problems. So it seems like once we get the first order done, it seems like the second order always gives us a problem, whether we can't get into the gate, or we can't find a location, or the customer's not responding to the calls or texts. So it seems like she's been going through some problems when trying to contact the customer, and it's very frustrating because you'll end up getting penalized if they if you can't get the batch to the customer. Unfortunately, she wasn't, and almost had a problem today where we just couldn't get in a certain gate. So we're gonna see going forward if that's an issue or not. But right now, it seems like it's being an issue with some of these double batch orders, and it's frustrating because most of orders that we don't know we're getting is double batch orders. So we're gonna see where they're gonna go and how they're gonna handle this. But on to the next one. So we know since about 2018, since I've been doing Instacart, off and on Instacart, since 2018, there was estimated at about $3.4 billion, and that went up in 2019 to $3.4 billion, and in 2020 is estimated at $4.2 billion. So they're back in the news, back with the bad press with the tip baiting scandal, and as a shopper, even though we shouldn't be classified as shoppers because we're not paid to shop, and I covered that topic before, but no, we are not paid to shop. So they need to classify us, or they're gonna probably be in the same trouble that Uber was in California, where they had to list their drivers as actual employees, and something's probably gonna have to happen like that with Instacart because we are not paid to shop. I don't care what the bylaws say, or not what the bylaws, what the contract says, or how they want to do how they want to do their payout, or how they want to explain to us how we're getting paid. So even with the earnings breakdown, and it shows us our payment, such as a minimum in Long Island is a minimum of $7 for the batch payment, but you're telling me that that's including the 60 cents per mile, which I think is inconceivable, but that's what it is. So it seems like you guys keep it very vague because they really don't tell us what the peak boost really is, and they don't tell us what the heavy pay order really is. So they may explain it, but they're not saying how it's broken down, whether it's just the item or it's a combination of items and unit. But it's just all very vague, and they want to say transparency, but they don't promote transparency. But we're gonna move on from that. But just know that, again, you're not paid to shop. You are paid to deliver. You're doing free labor by getting the orders and dropping it off. You are not paid to shop. If you were, they will go back to itemizing it, getting paid, which we were getting paid just a year and a half ago. So in that, I'm gonna get into the breakdown about how we're being shafted and the reason why I only tell people to accept certain orders. Other than, the 40 and up, no minimum of 30 and up, because of how they are stealing money. And they've been sued multiple times, but people don't learn. When you get to a certain point and you make so much money, you paid a little bit of fine to hold the stash in the back room. So they have also been partnering with new companies such as CVS and I believe Big Lots in Long Island. We don't have Walmart. They're not partnered with Walmart out here in Long Island yet, but I know in some other states that they are. So again, you can't tell me that you're hurting for money and you can't pay out such and such, but you're partnering with new businesses. So speaking about tip baiting, since I know that's a hot topic going on and also what they're in the news for, I think Instacart can very easily adjust this, and it's a very simple fix. In my opinion, it's a very simple fix, but they're probably not going to do it. So what I recommend is whatever the order is that you accept, you will not be paid a penny less. I don't care if the items are in stock or not. That's not our concern. That should be the consumers, the store, and Instacart's concern, because Instacart nor are the suppliers or stores telling customers that stuff is out of stock, because coming from a retail background, if it's on the truck, it's technically in stock. So unfortunately, you know, the truck may come late and things aren't in stock. So what I think should happen is there needs to be a pretty much like a seesaw, if you guys ever been on a seesaw. So if it needs to be evenly balanced. So if Instacart is paying whatever and the tip is whatever, the gratuity is whatever's not in stock, and we lose in gratuity, Instacart needs to then pay out. So we never lose that pay. So if I accept or order for $150, I'm gonna make $150, whether the stuff is in store or not in store, because as a shopper, we don't know what's in store. So unfortunately, that seems like a huge problem. Another thing, people aren't talking about the shift of the burden of pay, which Instacart, and not only Instacart, but other delivery services, such as DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, they shift the burden of pay to the customers. And what I mean by that is I think the end of 2018, December 13th, I think is when I wrote a post on Facebook, is when they technically started implementing when they changed the payment system. So again, I'll get into that a little bit later, but just for a piece of that, they implemented where customers could remove the tip, the gratuity. So again, even in that picture, when I was making decent money, and not to toot my own horn, but I was one of the few people, I think maybe in Long Island, making around 800 to over 1,000 a week. And I was doing pretty much what I was doing when I was activated a few weeks ago. I was pretty much making the same amount. I was doing about 35 batches, making about 1,000 a week, which wasn't bad, because again, I knew how the system worked. But also they started messing with how we get paid, and I think that's a big thing, and I turned a lot of people off. But again, I'll get into that in a little bit later. But my pay, maybe 75% of my pay, if not 70 to 75% of my pay, was from Instacart, not the customer. Now it seems like people's pay, and again, this is 2018, until now, people pay is it's 50 to 60% of their earnings. So when when you guys as shoppers get to a point where it's like it gets frustrating, because again, you guys work with eggshells, because it's like, if I don't do one thing, the customer has 3 days to remove the gratuity, and it's like I can't check this thing every second of every day for 3 days to make sure I'm paid when I thought I was going to get paid. And it becomes very frustrating. I know I get a lot of messages from you guys complaining about that, and I'm in agreement. I agree that whatever the price you select, you have to, that's what you should get. And if not, Instacart needs to make up the difference. So if a customer wants to go in, because we don't know, and that's what they're going to do an investigation about, we don't know if it's the customer removes his tip or Instacart removes the tip, and it's like, we don't know, because it doesn't tell us, it doesn't give us any feedback. We're not allowed to rate the customer. It's just very, very, very restrictive. So I think that needs to be remedied, or we need to be told information about what's going on. But again, it seems when the customer removes the gratuity, that Instacart needs to be forced to pay out that, because if I'm accepting the job and I'm expecting a certain amount of money, and external reasons are out of my control, of whether I can't get this item or that item, I'm then penalized multiple times, because 1, I'm still shopping the order, 2, I'm still looking for the order, and 3, if they don't have it, I'm penalized for it. So I'm getting screwed in 3 ways, because I'm wasting my time, energy, and money, because every minute is money. So I'm wasting my time, energy, and money, and I'm losing money because of something that's out of my control. So again, that's something that they definitely need to remedy. The thing that I will say is that the gratuity wasn't as much of a payout as it is now. So basically, it was about a third of the orders, I think, which I actually brought up. It was about a third of your pay. Instacart paid about 66%. Now your payout seems to go from 2/3 payout from Instacart to 1/3 payout from the customer, to somewhere around either 50-50 or sometimes 40-60. So I also remember in December 21st, I was very upset, because again, when I was working beforehand, the way you accept batches was different. So everything was a slide button except accepting the order. So what they did when they updated the app, they put when you view items was right above where you need to tap the accept button. So if you're trying to scroll through, sometimes you're accidentally accepted. And again, when we say, oh, I didn't mean to, we get reliability instances. And once you get about 5 or 6 in a certain time frame, you would deactivate it. So they were much more lenient back then. About a year and a half ago, they were much more lenient. But it seems like now they'll deactivate you with no cause. You know, generic email, generic everything. So again, I definitely called for them to make the acceptance button a slide button, because everything else was on a slide button, but except the accept it. And they did it on purpose. I don't care what they say. They did it on purpose because they wanted people to take batches that they didn't want to do. And then it's like, oh crap, if I don't do it, I'm penalized first. So I'll just do it, you know, whatever. But nah, I didn't do that. Like, just give me the incident, because I'm not working for free. Sorry. But yeah, I definitely call for that. And I know that they're listening. I know they're watching, not just my videos, not just other Instacart YouTuber videos, or gig work videos, but of course on a Facebook forum, of course on Twitter. So they definitely do listen when they want to listen. So there's that. So again, before I get into the numbers breakdown, I'm gonna bring up some dates because, you know, I like to keep receipts. So around December 16th is when everything started to happen. We had the updates. I think it was December 10th when we really had the update. We were supposed to get it. You know, different cities got it at different times. I lost 30 to 40% of my pay when they switched over to the new pay. Their new pay model. I lost 30 to 40% of my income just when that happened. And again, about 70 to 75% of my pay was from delivery earnings, not the gratuity on tips. Okay, so there was 8 different ways in which we got paid per batch, and it was phenomenal. Everybody loved it. Nobody had a problem with it. Nobody was calling for anything. But Instacart, again, found a way to save money, or not save money, to save themselves money. They found a great way of saving money and screwing us over. So again, when I say that I only work for certain things, that's because I'm coming from a certain kind of background of knowing how shady their practices are. So I'm coming from you guys' experience, and me, I love numbers, I love statistics, I love evidence, as I said. So I'm gonna break down the old pay system versus the newer pay system, which is what implemented I think last year, and then again the current pay system, which is very, very, very vague. So let's get into it. So the first pay we used to get is $11.25 per batch. So minimum, walking in the store, whether you have 1 order or 2 orders, you would get in $11.25 in Long Island. I'm sorry, let me reiterate. This is only Long Island based. So from the rip, it was $11.25 per batch. So if you walked in whatever store, you was walking out of the store with a minimum of $11.25 per batch. So if you got 2 batches, they did not group it together as one. It was 2 separate batches for 1 order. So you were getting paid $11.25 per batch. So walk into the store and get 2, that's going to be $22.50. The second is items per unit. So items, not items per unit, because items per unit is 2 different things, which is another topic for another day. But we would get paid 40 cents per item. So no matter the unit, if you have 4 items and you have 40 units and it's 10 of each, you're only getting paid for the 4 units. So unfortunately, that's the way they do things. We complained, but it wasn't as detrimental as it is now, when it could be 10 for 100. So it becomes too much. But yes, we got paid 40 cents per item. No matter what the item was, it was 40 cents per item. Third was the customer's gratuity. So again, we have the per batch, the per item, and now customer's gratuity. Fourth is we got $3 for every club we went into. So again, we have the per batch, per items, customer tip. Now we get into the fourth, which is the clubs, which is BJ's, Costco's, and Sam's Club. Sam's Club slipped my mind because I don't shop there that much. So we knew with those 3, it's going to be BJ's, Sam's Clubs, and Costco's. You knew you were getting an extra bump and paid because of that. Fifth is order bumps. So which made club orders so much more exciting. it was $5 per every $100 that the customer spent over $200. So once your whatever the customer payout was, once they hit $200, you were getting plus $5. They hit $300, you get plus $10. They hit $400, you get plus $15, and if they hit $500, you get plus $20. And then I think $20 was the cap. So whatever was over that, $600 order, you'll know no matter what, you're getting a plus $20 plus all the others. So the sixth way, because I know I have a little lisp. The sixth way we were getting paid as well is anything over 8 miles was plus $5 as a long distance. I don't know if it was long distance fee or long distance delivery fee, or long distance bump. I think it was a long distance bump. I think that's what it was called back in the day. So we get $5 over anything over 8 miles, because nowadays, everything seems like it's over 8 miles, especially Long Island. When I posted, we going 10, 15, 20, sometimes 30 miles. So again, anything over 8 miles was plus $5. And another great incentive that they have was the weekly acceptance rating, which was plus $7. You would get extra $70 if your weekly acceptance rating was over 80%. So again, they incentivize you to do smaller batches, which I said that they need to re-implement for people to keep their batches up. They did a weekly acceptance ratings. If you had anything 80% and above, you would get plus $70, which was great at the time. Even now, it will still be great, and I think they do need to implement that. I think they could have did that instead of hiring 500,000 workers, but who am I to judge? Hiring other people doesn't cost them anything, so it's a good business model. But again, another topic for another day. And lastly, number 8, which was my favorite, which was my thing, was a weekly quality bonus. So you get $100 extra if you had a weekly quality bonus. And I think it was about if you had a 4.8 or above. I think it was either 4.80 or 4.85. Anything above that, you would get a quality bonus. So I think that, and again, for me, I knew my acceptance ratings was good. So I know no matter what I made, during the week, it was always an extra 170 per week, just from the bonuses alone. Just the bonuses alone was an extra 170. So it's like whatever day I worked, I know that I pretty much worked 5 days and get the 6th day free, something like that, because the bonus was really good, which is something that I think they definitely need to implement more, or when we kind of go back to normal, whatever normal is going to be after this pandemic is over. So again, that's 8 different ways we got paid, so it's a huge difference from what they change it to, and then now what we have. So again, just to recap, you got paid $11.25 per batch. You got paid 40 cents per unit. You got whatever the customer gratuity was. You got $3 for any club, and again, it's $3 per batch. So if you went into a club and you're doing a double order, you're getting plus $6 off the rip. You get $5 for every $100 that the customer spend over $200. Was that 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6 is if you drove over 8 miles, you get an extra $5. 7, the weekly acceptance rating, if it was over 80%, you get a plus $70. And then 8 is the weekly quality bonus. You would get an extra $100. So you have the potential to make $170, and not even excluding the bonuses that they would, the daily bonuses that they would do if you complete, X amount of orders. If you complete X amount of orders in one day, you'll get, whatever that day was. Or if you complete X amount of orders per week, you'll get another bonus. I actually forgot about that one too until now. So it's relatively but that one was real iffy, and not everybody got that, so I'm not going to count that. But yeah, it's so many different ways we got paid back in the day, and now, unfortunately, in 2019 is the newer pay, but that's not the now pay. I'll go over the now pay, the last one. I'll break it down again to what they switched it to. So now we went down from $11.25 to $7 per order. Excuse me, $7 per batch, because the order and batch is 2 different things. We went we went down to $7 per order. Then they implemented paying us mileage. So again, as I said, we are no longer shoppers. If we were shoppers, we'd be getting paid per item and going to the store. We're not paid that. We are paid as drivers. So again, we're shopping for free. No matter what the payout is, we're shopping for free, and we're paid 60 cents per mile. They did keep the weekly acceptance rating at $70 for a while, but they ended it end of last year. I'm not sure the exact time. I haven't one of the other pictures. I'm not sure the exact time, but they did keep that. But because of the payout, nobody really cared about it. So again, that may be also why people, why they stopped doing it, because again, they made the rules so strict, or they made the pay so strict, people started to not care about certain things. And lastly, if every customer, whichever customer rated you a 5-star, you would get a $3 bump. So if you do, if you did 30 customers and they all rated you 5 stars, you'll get $90. Right, 30, but not, yeah, not, but sorry, you'll get $90. But again, a lot of people weren't doing that many orders because of how this was set up. And then customers don't even rate you. You'll go through so many customers, and most of them won't even rate you. So, and then it's like you feel some type of way and say, hey, rate me. But you don't feel like, not everybody wants to have that interaction with certain customers, because not all customers are nice. So it's like, hey, give me a nice rating. Like, nobody wants to do that to every single customer. It seems imposing. So that's the 4 ways that they had it last year. Now we're going to get into the current pay. So the current pay is now $7 per order, which they're very vague on, again, how they want to pay. As they say, heavy pay is included in that, which we don't know, because they don't tell us what heavy pay is. Not even shopper support or customer support can tell us what heavy pay is. They don't know. So it's just a way of kind of screwing us over. Again, we're still paid 60 cents per mile. And then they want to say peak boost, but nobody really know what peak boost is. It may say it's a hot spot, or it's supposed to be busier right now, but it's a nice, cool visual effect. That's really what it is. It makes you think that you're earning more at a certain time, but you're really not. So again, we went from 8 ways to 4 ways to now 2 ways we're getting paid. So, unfortunately, like, that's just what it is now. We know how they're kind of like screwing us over. So, again, when you start to do these informed decisions, just know the reason why I tell people, or not just tell people, people that I work with or people that I advise, why I only accept certain orders, because only certain orders are worth it. Even some of the smaller orders, if they went back to the 2018 pay model, it would get done because we're paid to shop. We're no longer paid to shop. So maybe that's something that they can re-implement, or something like that going forward. But who knows? So again, that's just my little midweek recap. Still driving, still chauffeuring people to do their orders, because I have a bigger car. So, stuff fits in the car a little better than their car. I have SUV or whatever. So not, still being deactivated from Instacart, still emailing them, just still, there's no email back, or you get that this email user is no longer in service, and it's like you can't contact nobody, they don't contact you, or when they do contact you, it's a generic email. So again, it is what it is. Again, not a great week. She's not having a great week. She's having an okay week. You can make some money or you can make no money, your choice. Again, I do multi-app. I do other things as well. There's other things that I am preparing for, such as flag football when it reopens, such as semi-pro football when it reopens, such as traveling, because I definitely do travel. 5 times a year. We go to different states, on football. That's a whole nother channel. That's on my Predator Productions channel, if you guys want to check that out. But I know a lot of you guys aren't interested in that, so no worries about that. But just, not too bad of a week. Not going to be doing it Friday because I have more important things to do, especially with what's going on. So we're going to take part in something, speaking to some police officers and other people from different backgrounds, no matter if they support Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, whatever it is, we're going to have a great conversation on that. So no work for us on Friday. And then we're going to be back at it Saturday and Sunday, I believe. Oh, no, I actually might not, because they're working in another part of the city. So I'm not doing Jersey. That's not going to happen. Jersey pays terrible. Definitely not going to do Jersey. But again, let me know what you guys think. What what policies or what rule changes or what structure can be either implemented or re-implemented, taken away, added to make the platform better. Again, they're going to go through this whole investigation process with the tip baiting, which is a huge topic and is a huge issue. And like I said, I've said it 2 years ago that they needed to do something about this. And I guess it's getting enough flack that they're actually, bringing it to light. So definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like the video, give it a like. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments below. Always ready to have an intellectual conversation with you guys. Thank you for supporting. I think I'm up over 50 subscribers now, so that's a huge milestone for me. I started with 20 in about a month, maybe a month. I got 52, I think is that 51, 52. That's great. Thank you guys so much. It really means a lot. Again, if you like the content, please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe if you can. Only take 2 seconds out your day. And until the next one, have a good one.